So this is, I don't know, this is kind of a weird thing, but you've been seeing a lot more of Alexa Bliss recently. You know, people have been asking her, like, when are you returning?
Yeah,
Like, do you even want to return? And so she's been active in saying, yeah, she wants to return. She doesn't know when, she doesn't know how, she doesn't know what she'll be doing, and saying, like, it's not up to me. And so it seems as though we've kind of been talking about an Alexa Bliss return for months at this point, and we still don't have an answer about, like, okay, when is she going to return? What, like, when is this happening? And then we see that Charlotte Flair just posted a video on social media seemingly teasing a return shortly. And it just got me frustrated because I think that we need, well, not we, but WWE needs to stop, like, playing favorites in a way. Like, I get that Charlotte is a bigger name and a bigger talent that you can put on posters and stuff than Alexa Bliss, so I'm not acting like I am ignorant to that fact. But I think that it'll be pretty messed up if they bring back Charlotte before they bring back Alexa, or at least have plans for Alexa, because Alexa's been able to come back for a while and that hasn't been the case with Charlotte. So I just want them to stop doing this favoritism, which I know won't stop, but the women's division could benefit from having Alexa Bliss back, like, especially on Raw. Charlotte going to SmackDown isn't needed as much as, like, an Alexa Bliss going to Raw. You know, and she could be a solid person for, like, Liv Morgan to feud with. So, yeah, it just bums me out a bit that that's probably what's going to happen, that Charlotte is going to make some triumphant return and probably immediately become a champion, and Alexa's still going to be on the shelf because they're just like, oh, we don't know what to do with you. It's like, but has there ever really been a plan for Charlotte when you brought her back other than have her win the title? There's really not been any plan beyond that. So
there's been a plan. Well, I know that Alexa has been dealing with a lot more than just the pregnancy since, you know, she has taken a hiatus from WWE. She's had a lot of, like, medical stuff that's happened, and
are you sure it's her and not Carmella?
I'm positive it's Alexa too. There's a whole list. I saw an Instagram post of there was, like, multiple things, like 3 or 4 things that she had to deal with, but, like, during her absence from WWE. And with Charlotte, it's, yeah, I thought we were going to see Charlotte a little sooner, to be quite honest with you. And to me, it doesn't seem like Charlotte's going to return to Survivor Series, but, like, really gearing up for a Royal Rumble return, which to me makes more sense than Alexa Bliss.
Well, so then we should put her on the shelf for 3 more months or longer?
We don't know.
I feel
We
like
don't know
that's
what's
messed
up with
up.
her.
Well, Alexa's been saying wants to come back. She's been training.
Yeah,
So
what I'm
that's why I'm saying
saying
it's not
is
fair
like,
to say that she can't come back because, oh, well, Charlotte's coming back. They
but what
probably
if
won't
it's
even be on the
not
same brand.
exactly? But what if you're trying to do something with Alexa and the Wyatt Six? You can't just rush that. Like, it needs to make sense.
No, but I feel like if she showed up in a vignette in 2 weeks, would anyone be questioning the timing? No. She can do pre-taped stuff and people would still be excited. Like, I'm just saying that there are paths for her to be on to get back into WWE. They could easily just bring her back on a random episode of Raw if they wanted to, and be like, Liv does an open challenge, or Liv is like, you know, no one can face me, blah blah blah, and it's, or Adam Pearce is like, I picked somebody for you, and it's Alexa Bliss. You know what I mean? Like, there's so
You're
easy
not wrong.
stereotypical ways for them to bring her back, or they could introduce her into the Wyatt Six by doing a vignette. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there are easy ways to bring her back that doesn't need to be super elaborate the way that it feels like they're trying to make it. And it's like, Alexa Bliss is not like one of the girls that if they were cutting people, they'd cut her. You know what I mean? She's not in that space. So it's not like, oh yeah, she's like, I mean this in a respectful way. She's not like a Tegan Knox where it's like, yeah, we're not going to rush to bring her back because, like, she's not really done anything.
There's no
you know?
there's no legacy there. Yeah.
So
There's
that's what I'm saying.
no
It's like somebody like Alexa should not
lore.
be being put on the back burner just because she doesn't have the star power of a Charlotte Flair. And it's like, well, yeah, Charlotte doesn't even need a storyline to come back either. It's fucking Charlotte. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm just hoping that like we're not going to get to a point where they're deciding to bring Charlotte back, and then because of that, they're deciding not to bring Alexa back for a while. Because I feel like one doesn't have to do with the other. You can bring them both back. They're probably going to separate shows. They have totally different paths that they're going to be on. Like it shouldn't be one or the other in my eyes at all.
Okay. I see differently. So
yeah, that's because you like Charlotte and you don't like Alexa, apparently. So
that's a lie and a half.
Well, why you're sitting here advocating for her to not come back until late February?
It has to make sense.
Yeah, but she's already been sitting around waiting
for like. But when are you gonna insert?
How does the Royal Rumble make more sense for Charlotte than it does for Alexa?
Because it's Mania season.
Okay,
and you need to have Charlotte Flair.
No, you don't. We didn't have her this year. We didn't have her this year, and the show was just fine. It was just fine without her.
But you just have her on the show. Like when she's on the roster, you just have her on the show. That's just how it works.
I don't.
That's
see
WWE.
It. Well, I don't think
you have to have a Flair on the show.
I don't think so. They didn't have one. They didn't have one at WrestleMania 40, and I don't think anybody
it was
the
greatest
there.
of all time.
We didn't sit there and say, "Where is Charlotte Flair?" I really wish we could see a Charlotte Flair match. Nobody was saying that.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I'm just
saying. If Charlotte Flair is on the active roster, okay, and she's not injured, do you have her miss WrestleMania?
That's not what I'm saying. You're saying that she has to come back at the Royal Rumble because she has to be at Mania. I'm saying that doesn't make sense. She can come back anytime between now and Mania and have a Mania match. It doesn't have to be the Royal Rumble.
That's
not the only reason why people return at the Royal Rumble. So that doesn't negate Alexa coming back at the Royal Rumble. She doesn't have to have a Mania match to come back at the Royal Rumble.
No, that's okay. I'm not for her to have a. All right, never mind.